clarity was a big thing for me that was so hard until I gained distance from the thing I was making. I gained distance from the business I was building. Studying the Bible while also journaling what I'm experiencing. Preserve its free-flowing nature. By the stadium, looking at the trees, and I have multiple hats that I didn't know I had. You don't have to wonder if it's interesting enough. If it was interesting enough to film it, and I think it's interesting enough. Maybe you like something and then you don't later. Maybe you didn't like something and then it grows on you later. I think by nature, we all have different textures. It is hard to be flowing and growing and doing your thing and also wanting to do it in a way that's right, in a way that's clear. Clarity was a big thing for me that was so hard until I gained distance from the thing I was making. I gained distance from the business I was building. Then I can finally see, like, oh, I like how I did this, and this, and that. Taking a step back. Ashley and a Bible it's a combination between studying the Bible while also journaling what I'm experiencing, what I have experienced, what I am living, what I am learning, what God is showing me, what Jesus has done in me, to me. I got this Bible study plan from the church I go. Well, I got this Bible study. Okay. Since I have a Bible study type-esque channel, I'ma just easy, boom. But then I was like, nah, first of all, that's sloppy. And now I'm thinking, nah, that's not really how my brain works. I don't do something just because it's convenient all the time. I do like it to be intentional and have meaning. Is to preserve its free-flowing nature. Kind of like a journal-esque. I think if we can reframe it as these can be new ways to add creative elements that we weren't gonna think of before. I want to start adding title cards. Just to show what chapter we're in, it is I'm gonna do. So I literally said, okay, so I'm walking to the place I'm gonna film at, right there near the stadium. And then I stopped myself and said, wait, what tools did I grab? Okay, what am I grabbing? Okay, should I grab this whole configuration here? No. I'll just use my tripod, my camera, and an SD card. Okay. The first time I've ever used my visual brain to plan something out, to see a flaw in my system and be like, wait, what goes before that though? By the stadium, looking at the trees, this is a lot now that I'm really seeing it, because that's a lot. So, scripture, intro, which is like why am I filming this video? A personal experience or personal struggle, I feel like. I like this free-flowing journal-esque. I just want to edit ideally for an hour and let that be that. I will say after editing I oftentimes feel tired, felt like explaining myself, stuff like that. So having clarity about how I should edit. There's this person, bruh, on YouTube who edits so cool. She lets herself think. She lets herself breathe. She'll literally be on the camera thinking. And I'm okay with waiting as if this was real life. And then her pacing, just so normal, so human. And so I think implementing that, first of all, gonna help me energy-wise, bro. So I'm not like expenditure. Editing a more natural take, just a natural vibe, really, as if we were talking to each other and not me talking at you. That's exactly how it feels with her, I'm not gonna lie. But and what's interesting is that because there are certain things that she would do in her video that I'd have a thought about, and then she would like also bring up that thought as I was thinking of the thought. And so low-key, you know, I'm just, not to be parasocial, but anyway, I think this could bring out a different side of me than the not TG, but the side of me that you get more out of. Less performance, there you go. Still teaching, you know, but teaching from a different place, from, you know, experience, stuff like that. Still teaching, cause but from experience and not what just, you know, anyway. Now, is this specific enough? I think this is enough. I think this helps me breathe a lot better. Am I filming this video? Let's see. Because it just occurred to me that the way I think, I could clearly see the pin in the needle in the haystack in other people's lives, in other people's systems, but feel like I feel like the needle in the haystack, and I have multiple hats that I didn't know I had, but it took certain situations and scenarios for me to see, oh, I have. You don't need a niche. I mean, even if you wanted a niche, that is it. Just you talking and having thoughts throughout the day. That's beautiful. It's relatable, and that can be your thing. You can be the best friend through the screen that comes, you know, that people can talk to. And I think that's better than having something mechanical. So why haven't you posted the videos where you speak to the camera? Also, I think you don't have to wonder if it's interesting enough. If it was interesting enough to post it, you know, if it was interesting enough to film it, and I think it's interesting enough. I'm glad to see how honest you are. That's beautiful. This thought of wanting to figure it out before you put it out there. Only figure it out by putting it out there, you know? And you may not think that's true because you have other content to compare yourself to. But you only get to that point by posting, by trying, by seeing the reactions people have to your content, by seeing your own reaction to what you've posted. Maybe you like something and then you don't later. Maybe you didn't like something and then it grows on you later. I think by nature we're all having... I think by nature we all have different textures. We all have different textures, and we're gonna learn to appreciate our differences, our textures, as time goes on. And we'll realize that some of the things we think we're failing at is really just a taste of our personality. And so I think it just all comes. I genuinely think that awareness comes with time, that discernment to be like, okay, this is something I need to improve on. And this is what sticks with me. It comes with time. There's a level of production that Mr. Beast videos have that if Emma Chamberlain were to put in her own videos, it would lose the essence of why people followed her in the first place. So if there are certain points at which your content just stops progressing, not because you're bad or whatever, but because you found your pocket, that you found your pocket, I think finding your pocket, finding that place takes time. Of that. It is really just fear, and it's not another formula. It's literally just, you know what, I'm gonna be vibrant. It's literally just choosing to be vibrant. So I like to see how simple this was. It looks almost immature, like, but this is good because it's accessible, and it's like, no, you don't need a 20-page memento, whatever. Okay, anyway, that was good. But thank you guys for watching. I am very grateful to see you here, and I pray that you have a good day. I also pray that you can meet me back in this place next week. Yeah, we can have a good time, man. Making the things we do kind of, what is it called? Tangible. Not just in our heads. but out there in the world. And so I'm working to make it an easier process, because that's been something that drove me crazy. I would film so many videos in one day, not one would be out by the end of the month. So that has to end. Okay, anyway. You hear that? You hear that? Dang. What is it called? Unintentional drip? How many of y'all have that? Put in the comments. Alright, bye-bye.